Okay, so we got on the wrong train to Versailles, and then we were gonna get off the train, but Charlotte got off, and then the doors started to close, so we pressed like all the buttons, but then I got left on the train. So then I took it to the next stop. So at the moment, I am at the train station, the Bibliothèque François Mitterrand, and we shall see if we can find Charlotte as well in just France in general. Hey, trains! After a long and stressful train ride, I finally made it to Versailles. As you approach the palace, you can really see the classical lines, which were an integral part of the style of the second half of the 17th century, inspired by Vitruvius and Palladio and made popular by the Royal Academy of Architecture. Over 49,000 courtesans and servants lived at Versailles, so the castle itself had to be quite large. There are 3 floors spanning the original middle section, as well as the 2 wings that were added on by Louis XIV. The outside of the building is characterized by its Ionic columns, Roman arches, open porches, and flat terraced roof. The goals of both Lavaux, who designed the first middle section, and Monsard, who renovated and extended the palace after Lavaux's death, were to maintain a balance between the horizontal and vertical lines in the architecture of the palace. Le Nôtre was responsible for the designs of the garden of the palace. He too was inspired by the classical style, but added Baroque elements to his landscaping. The classical style can be found in the precise lines and geometric forms, but the gardens are also Baroque in the fact that they dramatically extend far out into the countryside. The goal of the gardens was to find order in nature, which Le Nôtre managed by creating straight lines from round focal points. In fact, the entire gardens are regulated by a central crossed axis made from 2 canals. The most formal gardens are closest to the palace and contain statues created by over 70 sculptors, as well as numerous fountains. Monsard was extremely influential in the design of the Château de Versailles. He designed the wings on either side for members of court and government, and he created La Galerie des Glaces, one of the most famous aspects of the entire palace. The architecture of Versailles might have been Monsard, but the interior design was the realm of Lebrun. Lebrun studied in Italy and became the first painter of the king and the director of the Academy of Painting and Sculpture. He controlled the education and patronage of art, so it was only fitting that his inspirations from Nicolas Poussin and the classical style would become extraordinarily popular. His main theme of the decoration of Versailles was to equate Louis XIV with Apollo, since Louis XIV was considered le roi du soleil, or the Sun King. Lebrun was extremely famous for his ceilings, which, as you can see, are covered in beautiful grand paintings.